If you clicked on this video, like me, you have an obsession with Pokemon types that you can quit whenever you want to. Right? And as such, you wish you could slap Pokemon types onto everything and call it a day. Real life would be boring though. There'd be nothing but normal and fighting types everywhere you look. With the occasional shiny dark fighting type. But this concept truly shines when you put it into other games. I mean, you have whole ROMs dedicated to having characters from Sonic or even Mario. With all that being said, I thought I'd also add to the small list of Pikmin X Pokemon fans. Wait. And give Pokemon typings to the creatures in the world of Pikmin. And what better way to begin where it all began was the original Pikmin 1. Salutations from the Dapper Pancake. And join me as I answer the question, what if Pikmin had Pokemon typings? Before we begin, I must confess, I have such an addiction with the idea of Pokemon types, I made my own. 30 to be exact. I made these typings exclusively for Pikmin. You kinda got clickbaited. Oh, only kind of. Let me explain. You see, long ago, I made Pokemon-like typings based off of Pikmin, called Pikloments. I even have 3 other videos and tons of shorts going over these concepts. So I thought it would be better to just use the Pikloments instead. However, at least half of the types are based off of Pokemon types. So, to make it up to you, I'll also show the Pokemon type that the Pikloment corresponds to. With all that being said, I think I went on long enough. Time for some typings. Also, yeah, subscribe, come on, yeah, subscribe. Yeah. I think it would be fun to go in an alphabetical order, just to keep you on your toes. Let's begin. Also, if this is your first time seeing the Pikloments, comment down below what your favorite typing is. The Armored Cannon Beetle is up first. It comes with the Alloy and Earth typing, or Still in Ground for those I unfortunately clickbaited. This is because of the fact that, just like the Horned Cannon Beetle, it has a shell-like armor that can't be pierced, as well as the power to shoot rocks from its body. Next is the Beady Longlegs, coming in with the Slime and Militants typing. Okay, let me explain. You see, while Militants is my representation of the fighting type, Slime is a new type that goes with the Pikloments. And it is said that the Beady Longlegs has a wax-like secretion that comes from its body. And when I think of wax, I think slimy. Which is probably why the Pikmin never try to climb its legs. Either because they just slide off when they try to climb, or they just think the wax is nasty. Not gonna lie, I don't remember bread bugs even being in Pikmin 1. However, it says so on the wiki, so I'll include these loaves of joy. The bread bug is the Mythic and Glutton typing. The Mythic typing being my version of the Fairy typing. In concept, I think of the Fairy typing as a peaceful or docile creature. Plus, they have to be rare creatures. While Glutton is a new typing given to creatures that love the horde and take anything they can get their grubby little hands on. Next up is the Bearing Snagret, who is much more simpler than the bread bugs, for it just has the earth typing. This is due to the fact that while it's a bird snake, it seems to spend most of its time underground burrowing away. Funny enough, I think some birds do like to burrow, so it works. Whoo! Funny you should ask. I actually think— oh my goodness, it's an owl. You know, I'm starting to regret doing this in alphabetical order. For now, we go straight to the dwarf bullbear. It's a really odd place to start when it comes to the bulbears, and going forward, I'm not going to say a single thing about the alphabetical order. You'll just have to suffer. So yeah, the bullbear. It has the mono grub type, which is a new type I added that is given to all creatures of the grub dog family. Think of it more as like a species type more than anything else. While the dwarf bulborb is actually the plain and mythic typing. Okay, I see you're looking at me a little confused again, but please just hear me out. The plain typing is the equivalent of the normal typing and given to weaker creatures that usually can be taken out in one shot, while the mimic typing is given to the creatures that like to practice mimicry in order to catch prey or stay protected. And it just so happens that the dwarf bulborb is actually a bread bug mimicking a bulborb to stay protected and— oh, is that why it says bread bugs are in the game? Huh, TLDR. Plain and mythic typing. 3 videos to inform you on all of this. Moving on. Now, while I strongly believe the last fight in Pikmin is actually against the Sovereign Bulblacks, the game does say it's an Emperor Bulblacks, so we'll just go for that for now. The Emperor has the Grub and Militants typing, due to the fact that it is still part of the Grub Dog family, and well, you guessed it. Next is the female sheer grub, wielding a plane and earth typing. This is because these creatures, while very weak, tend to hide underground and only come out to gather food. Just like the fiery blowhog is next, and he's making sure to burn your retinas with the hog and cinder typing. It has the primary hog typing due to its species, while the cinder typing is because this little hog has the power to spew fire out of its nose hose mouth that points to the south. Oh yeah, and it burns. No! If you thought I'd forget about the Foolix, well, you'd be right. Wait, it's the Ghoulix. Next up is the Honeywisp. The Ghoulix, not to be mistaken for the Foolix, has the Aqua and Mythic typing. While it would have been easy to just give it the Aqua Slime and call it a day, I feel this creature alone radiates mythical status.
Alright, hi, this is editing Dapper. Well, the video was already recorded in the script and everything. So yeah, I decided to go into Olimar's voyage log, which was a thing that you could do on the wiki, since there was no Picklopedia and Pikmin 1, and you have no idea how many times this thing is referred to as a slime. Like, more than I want to believe, more than I even want to admit. So, scratch the whole water mythic thing, I don't know what I'm talking about. Water slime, yay!
And if you consider that a far stretch, this whole video is already a far stretch, come on! Next up is the Honeywisp, another rare mythical creature with the mono-mythic type. For these creatures prefer not to harm the Pikmin and would rather just do its own thing. I mean, heck, they do the sparkle sparkle when appearing. That's mythical as shit.
Flintlockwood is up next.
That was so stupid. And it has the mono-mythic type as well. Same reason as the Honeywisp, rather it would just vibe and attempt to flee when threatened. Male sheer grub. Next is the mamuta, and you're gonna have to hear me out again. Cosmic Flora, aka psychic grass typing. You see, all creatures that refer to plants or Pikmin are given the flora typing. You may wonder why the mamuta has the flora typing then. Well, that's because it actually affects Pikmin. With its special unknown powers, it can instantly turn Pikmin into flower Pikmin. It's as if it's attracted to Pikmin in a way.
It is me, the Smoky progg. Down, you beast! Your time will come!
Next up is the Perky. The Pearly Clam has the Aqua Mythic typing. Why am I saying Mythic? Aqua at this point should make perfect sense. But the reason it has the Mimic typing is due to the fact that it's pretty much a walking embodiment of a Mimic. It baits the Pikmin with riches, only to strike down on said Pikmin and gain 20 points and store credits. He's a dubious little creature. Don't trust him. Now let's take a look at the Puffstool. Back to when it was cooler because its attacks actually did something. The Puffstool is monocosmic, due to the fact that its spores can hypnotize the Pikmin and turn them into fungi. You would argue that this would make the Puffstool have the flora type, due to the fact that it has an interaction with Pikmin. But I would like to say, wait, if you actually thought about that, I'm actually so proud of you right now. But I would like to say, canonically, that is something that all creatures would be affected by, not just Pikmin. Cosmic energy goes brr.
I need antihistamines.
Absolutely not. Puffy Blowhog has the Hog and Gale typing. This is because the Puffy Blowhog is part of the Blowhog family, and it has the power to fly, as well as use its nose hose mouth that points to the south to create a gust of wind to blow away any creatures of small stature. The Shearwig has the Earth and Gale typing. This combination is due to the fact that it surprisingly still shares the same characteristics as the male and female Sheargrub, usually staying underground, but it can, fly! Okay, short, green, and bastard, now it's your turn. Upset them. Again. Let me explain. You see, it took us into Pikmin 4 to learn that Smoky Proggs actually come from mamuta eggs. According to Olimar, it seems like a reaction that happens when a mamuta ingests glow sap. And if you really think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Notice how once it hatches, the progg's main goal is the onions, for it has an interest in Pikmin, just like the mamuta. Only difference is that the Smoky Progg is pure and utter chaos, destroying everything in its path, thus given the ruinous typing, which is like the dark type, but more of a chaotic, destructive side. While there's another type called the shade type that's more of just dark as in shade and darkness, kind of, I don't, you know what I'm about. The spotty bulbear has the grub and rekindle typing. While grub is obvious, rekindle does deserve an explanation, which basically plays into the bulbear from Pikmin 2. being able to come back to life if not disposed of properly. Why this didn't return in other games, I'm not certain, but canonically, I like to believe that this is the true power of the bulbear, so I'm keeping it. If you don't like it, give it the Grub and militants typing and call it a day.
What?
Oh look, now the Emperor is no longer unique and you hurt its feelings. Way to go. It's okay, Emperor. The viewers can't do you dirty any more than Pikmin 2 has. Next up is the Spidey Bulborb, wielding nothing but the Grub typing, for it doesn't have any special traits or any special abilities. It's just a plain, wholesome Bulborb. Swoopy Snitchbug has the Gale and Ensnare typing. We know Gale is the flying type, but Ensnare is a little more unique. The Ensnare typing is given to creatures that can incapacitate a creature. In this case, while not too much of a threat, the Snitchbug can grab your Pikmin and throw them into the ground, leaving them stuck there, unable to move or defend themselves. Pikmin, I'm fighting for my life right now. What are you doing? The Water Dumple is another interesting one. It has the Grub and Aqua typing. And before you say, it shouldn't have the Grub type because it's not part of the Grub Dog family. Again, I'm impressed, but also, it actually is. You see, I barely made this discovery in Pikmin 4, but according to Alma, they share a nearly identical skeletal structure to the Bulborbs, which means the Bulborbs may have evolved into this at a young age to adapt to an aquatic lifestyle. Next is the Wompo. This younger version of the Wollihop has not yet evolved to be able to live safely on the surface. Therefore, it is the Mono Aqua typing. But once evolved, it could turn into either of the two. The Wollihop, which is the Aqua and Shade typing due to it being built to handle darker areas and to traverse them with ease. Or the Yellow Wollihop, which is the Aqua and Militants typing, for it has gotten plenty of sunlight, which I believe allowed it to grow and have a slightly brighter color. And well, you guessed it. Oh wait, the Pikmin, you know, the actual things that the game is based off of. I almost forgot about them. They're not in alphabetical order. Boo-hoo, what a hardship. Despite all this, Pikmin are actually very straightforward. Since they're all the same type of plant, put the Flora typing in front of them, and the secondary typing is whatever their element is. Red is Flora Cinder, yellow is Flora Jolt, and blue is Flora Aqua. Pretty straightforward, I know. Now remember how I said I made 30 types? Well, in this video we've only went over 21 of them. That means there are 9 other types that you may not know about. Imagine what the ghost type would be, or even the poison type, but that will have to wait. If this video does well, I'll consider doing this again, but for the creatures in Pikmin 2. And again, I have 3 other videos going over the concept and ideas of what Pikloments are and how in-depth they go, as well as a type chart and something called a Piklonac, a place where you can see all the creatures in a list with their typings and rarities. Link in the description, bye-bye! And with that, I must depart. But before I do, I have one more request. From me to you, through and through, I want all of you to stay Dapper.